Thank you, Chairman Brenner, Vice Chair Blessing, Ranking Member Fetter, and members of the Primary and Secondary Education Committee. My name is Tala DeBoer, and I'm here as a representative of the Ohio chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations, also known as CAIR-Ohio. We are America's largest civil rights advocacy organization for American Muslims. To start, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today to present proponent testimony on Senate Bill 181. I would also like to thank Senator Gavarone for sponsoring this important legislation. Senator Gavarone introduced this bill in response to an issue experienced by Noor Abu Karam, who we just heard speak so eloquently about her story. She is an Ohio student athlete who was disqualified from her track meet after running her fastest 5K for simply wearing a head covering or hijab. Noor's story shed light on a common challenge faced by many students, especially Muslim students, who choose to wear clothing in accordance with their religious beliefs while participating in sports. No student should be prohibited from participating in school athletics for expressing their religious beliefs. This would directly contradict our values as a country. Senate Bill 181 would prevent similar instances from occurring by allowing athletes to participate in events while dressing in a manner that reflects their faith. CAIR-Ohio supports this bill because it marks a significant step forward in advancing religious liberty in Ohio schools. Furthermore, sports and extracurricular activities are an integral part of a student's social and educational development. It's a pathway to make friends, develop a sense of identity, increase their college eligibility, and simply have fun. Excessively restrictive uniforms and dress codes, which exclude certain forms of religious expression, means that students may be deterred or even prohibited from participating in school sports and extracurricular activities, and therefore they are less likely to reap the benefits of such programs. Lastly, the visibility and acceptance of Muslims and students of other religious minorities within interscholastic sports is an important step towards helping integrate minority students within the larger social fabric of Ohio schools. As a civil rights advocacy organization, we see the passage of this bill as a significant advancement in promoting inclusion and religious liberty. This concludes my testimony, and I'm happy to answer any questions that the committee may have.
Thank you very much for your testimony today. Are there any questions from committee members? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony today.
Thank you. If the committee will allow, an Ohio student, Mariam Abaza, who also submitted testimony for today, has asked me to read her written testimony on her behalf.
Who was that one?
Mariam Abaza.
Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman Brenner. Chairman Brenner, Vice Chair Blessing, Ranking Member Fetter, and members of the Senate Primary and Education Committee, thank you for the opportunity to submit testimony in support of Senate Bill 181. Imagine being incredibly talented at your sport, practicing for years and years to excel, showing up to a competition, and being barred from participating because of something as trivial as how you are dressed. This is precisely what Senate Bill 181 will work to prevent. At the moment, this reality is far too common and is the reason why so many children do not have the courage to pursue the sport they are passionate about. Senate Bill 181 is an absolute necessity for any religious school-age child interested in participating in sports. I am a Muslim American teenager who wears a headscarf or hijab. As a hijabi fencer, I know firsthand how hard it is to be faced with the choice of compromising modesty for sports or having to leave a sport because it was so difficult to participate in hijab. Growing up, I've always looked up to professional athletes and their incredible talent, but resigned to the fact that I would never be able to get far because I wore hijab. As I grew up watching gymnasts, dancers, and figure skaters gracefully compete, I felt as if I needed to compromise my faith to be like them. In 2016, when Ibtihaj Muhammad won an Olympic gold medal while competing as part of the United States fencing team in a hijab, my eyes were open to the world of fencing. I had never felt as passionate about a sport as I did fencing because I had a role model who looked exactly like me and still accomplished everything I could ever dream of doing. She taught me that there was no need to compromise my faith to do something I loved. Fencing is not known for its diversity. It is traditionally a white male sport, and because of this, I constantly feel out of place and ostracized. If schools made a conscious effort to include Muslim girls and other religious students in sports through banning the discrimination of athletes based on their religious apparel, I believe many more boys and girls would find the courage to join previously exclusive sports like fencing. If Ibtihaj had been barred from joining her high school fencing club, she would never have become the icon that I and many other Muslim girls look up to today. Without her, I would not have qualified for the national championships this past weekend. She has inspired me and countless others to pursue sports, something I never would have had the courage to do otherwise. This bill will allow so many children who may have otherwise been barred to fulfill their potential and become great athletes and an inspiration to the next generation of religious children. This bill will show girls like me that no matter how you dress or what you believe, you are welcome to pursue your dreams and ambitions. This bill will show students in Ohio that there is no need to compromise faith to be involved in school sports. This bill will promote a much-needed change in Ohio, which is why it is so vital that it be passed. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that.